What's up, everybody? It's LOL Michigan time. Wow. You know, we took a lot of hate on this channel. First, let me just say welcome to Scarlet and Great. If you're new here, come on back. If you're a Michigan fan, you'll continue to prove that you're the dumbest fan base in college football by the comment section. You cannot resist. But if you're a Buckeye fan, let's leave a comment. LOL Michigan. If you're enjoying the blunder of the Wolverines, please do that on this channel. LOL Michigan. LOL Michigan's fine. You know, I don't even know how many times I said it. Listen, we took Brandon Moses and I, check him out over at Buckeye Scoop, by the way. We did a show a couple weeks back talking about how Michigan was going to get hammered by the NCAA. And guys, that's still on the table. I don't understand if Michigan fans can't count to 90. Yes, I do. I do understand. They can't count to 90. Things take time to play out. We're not even going to talk about what the NCAA is going to do to you. We'll talk about what 3-2 Washington did to you to become 4-2. This is not a great Washington team, guys. I thought that a good enough USC team was going to be the one to do the Wolverines in. I thought they'd get by Washington. It just wasn't. It's not your day. It's not been your decade, really, when the vacated wins come. But it's not been your century, I guess, since the turn of the century. It's not been going good for Michigan folks. You know, when the vacations come, the vacating comes, you've been taking a vacation from winning for a long time. But Washington is a team that lost to Washington State and lost to Rutgers. They get Michigan. They play them kind of okay. Michigan pulls away with the Jack Tuttle phenomenon. Look, Michigan, this is classic Sherrone Moore has learned from Jim Harbaugh. Let's play an injured guy. Let's roll him out there, throw the defense off. You know, if he dies, he dies. But you know what? It was good for Michigan. Jack Tuttle's Jack Tuttle's the future of your program. I did try to say it with a straight face. That is true, though. Alex Orji can't play. Warren Davis, the third, whatever, guy with two first and last name backwards, he's not. Davis Warren, he's not going to get you there. He's a walk-on for a reason. He's just here to have a good time. Like most of you Michigan fans, you're just happy to be here unless you play in Ohio State in the COVID year, then you don't want to be there. You threw Jack Tuttle in as a nice wrinkle, but it was all for naught. Once, you know, he did Jack Tuttle things. He did, I'm a backup, sometimes a starter at Indiana type of things. And again, he's the future of your program. You lost to a Washington team. This is what, you want to get really rich with this, guys? I'll get right to it. Michigan lost to a team that could conceive it. What if I told you Washington might drop its next 4 and they were likely to lose 5 of their next 6? This Washington team is likely to go 5-7, maybe 6-6. Let me paint it for you. They have Iowa coming up at Iowa. It's a noon game, which is good for Washington, but still at Iowa. If the kids are watching from the hospital room, it's not going to be an easy game. Probably a rock fight like they were just involved with Rutgers and lost. Then they play Indiana. Indiana's playing well. I think we can say Washington is not going to be favored at Indiana in that game. Halloween game. Bloomington might get a little spooky. Then they play home USC. I think, barring injuries, we can... Now, don't get me wrong. Lincoln Riley and crew can lose a game they're not supposed to lose at any given moment. I don't trust them, you know, as much as I trust the bottom of the stuff in the sludge of my coffee cup, you know. However, I like USC in that game. Then after that, they play at Penn State, jet-lagged. Again, don't trust James Franklin very much. That's probably Penn State's game. They're quietly number 7 in the country now, by the way. Then you have UCLA. Okay, Washington gets a dub there. Then they finish with Oregon. That's a loss. So you have Iowa, Indiana, USC, Penn State, UCLA, and Oregon. They could lose all of those games except for UCLA. Now, granted, they'll probably slip one in. I'll say they lose their next 4. So They end up 6-6. So Michigan just lost. Michigan fans just lost to a double-digit team, or double-digit loss to an unranked team. That is the reality of the situation. You had to go play an injured guy who wasn't ready just to have a pulse. I mean, there's a chance they lose this game 24-7 if Alex Orji stays in the game. You know, and this just goes back to why Jim Harbaugh's my hero. He left a mountain of destruction coming from the NCAA. He had all these players through boosters and such stay around as super seniors that are going to leave. He destroyed the coaching staff, took it all with him. Left them with a walk-on as a quarterback. I myself, as a deep state agent, couldn't screw Michigan up this bad. And Jim Harbaugh did it. He did it so we didn't have to. Comment, Harbaugh's my hero if you agree with me. He's getting a picture up on the wall, I'm telling you he is. Maybe he'll go on this side of the flag. You have Urban on one side, Harbaugh on the other. The two destroyers of Michigan program. My Mount Rushmore of Michigan killers is probably going to have to be like Woody Hayes, Jim Tressler, Urban Meyer, Jim Harbaugh. Just absolute Michigan destroyers. All right. I also want to highlight, this is some sweet stuff. Michigan Delusional Fans of the Week. Pull it up on the old Twitter box here. Michigan fans say some of the weirdest stuff, man. They're spinning this like it's a good thing. First of all, Delusional Fan of the Week, running number 1. Please let me know in the comments who you like better as the more delusional fan. Dan Leach on Twitter or X says, I never want to lose. But if Michigan is going to lose, I'll take the opposing fans storming the field after they beat you every time, because that means you are the king. Yes, Michigan, you took a double-digit loss to an unranked team. You're the king. You're the king, Dan. That's right. No, it's not that. What is that? Bama's the king too, because Vanderbilt. You got beat by Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt stormed the field too. You got beat by a team that is really bad, and you're supposed to be good. All right. Here's my other one I want to see if you guys want to vote for. Gregory T. Filson. Ohio has played absolutely no one. Our losses, talking about Michigan, to Texas, number 1 tomorrow, and a team that could have easily been 5-0 at their place. Let's not get crazy. We still have talent. Greg, Washington's going to finish 500 at best. This guy's over here painting the picture. Basically, you lost, again, double digits to an unranked team, and Greg spins it as, we lost to 2 undefeated teams, probably the best 2 teams in the country. Again, dumbest fan base in college football. When you're telling me that you think Washington is some kind of great program, that they could be undefeated, when you're the king just because somebody got excited to beat you and storm the field. Michigan fans are the king of saying it ain't what it is. They're here to tell you it ain't what you saw, that disaster of a product with Alex Orji and Jack Tuttle on the field. That disaster of the product didn't really happen. You should focus on the storming of the field, because that makes us better. You know, I can guarantee we're going to do another show like this year, because the Michigan football team and the Michigan fan base, that's just a gift that keeps on giving. Come back and see us next time. Goodbye, God bless, and go Bucks.